we normally do. First, the weekly analysis of the week that has been so far, and thereafter, the daily analysis, and then what we expect the trend to change in future. Right? As we always start, we start with Dow Jones. The chart on your screen currently is talking about a weekly chart. At this level, Dow Jones and TSX as well as Nasdaq are all at very critical levels of a breakout situation. These levels have been tested on multiple occasions in the past and have been held back. There have been reversals from these levels so far. Right? So let's see what we can expect based on the candlestick patterns and a little bit indicators on all these charts on the weekly charts. As you're seeing on the screen, you're seeing currently Dow Jones on a weekly chart. Very clearly, the last two weekly candles have been bullish green candles. The last candle of December 26th, the last week of last year, was a red doji, kind of a doji candle, but a continuation of the bullish trend or reversal. Currently, if you look at this candle, it's at the very, very important stage of a breakout stage. Your MACD on the weekly chart is already giving you a positive crossover at 56 and 51 above the zero line. Stochastic also at 82 and 77, very good crossovers done, and CCI at only 83. So CCI can go up to almost 225 or 250 at least. And MACD, MACD giving you a positive crossover above the zero line makes it ultra bullish for me. Right? Number one. Number two, the previous super trend level was at 34,000. You are currently at 34,300 closing. The high over here was 34,600. The high on this chart, on the weekly chart, is 34,700. So from here, your first resistance can be seen or expected around 34,600 or 650 to be precise. Right? Thereafter, if that gets broken out, which I'm expecting that to break out or give me a positive breakout by latest, if you ask me, by Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. So 34,600 latest by Tuesday morning or Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. If that breaks out in the positive direction, your first target is comfortably 35,200. 35,150, 35,200. First targets. Anybody buying this can buy this with a stop loss of last week's low, which was 33,421. You are going to be buying it with a 900 point stop loss, but the target are also at 35,200. So almost risk reward ratio of 1:1. I am personally expecting a higher target because the momentum will go up. So I am expecting it not to touch to this level, but to go to the level of 36,000 also, primarily because on the weekly chart, MACD is giving you a positive crossover above the zero line. So this should give it up. At the same time, the Bollinger Band here is at 35,800. So very comfortably, 36,000 target can be achieved. So if this crosses over here, 33,650, first target is 35,150, next target is 36,000 on a weekly chart. Don't expect these targets to be achieved this week, but yes, mid-January or mid-February, highly possible. So you can take your long trades in options depending upon these levels which you see. Ideal buying spot, anything on a retracement up to here at 33,700, you could look to buy. If you do get a retracement at 33,700, I will look to buy. Targets already known to you on weekly chart. Now, after seeing this, let's look at the day chart of Dow Jones also. Dow Jones has given you a breakout on the day chart on Thursday and Friday. But the lower VIX is still testing the breakout levels of 34,150. So you're still not out of the woods. You could look at longing with a stop loss of 33,800 also. 33,800 is just 500 points stop loss with the targets on the weekly targets already known given to you. Important thing is the crossover on the day chart has already been seen, and both the MACD line and the signal line are above the zero line within the histograms, which is why you will see 4 marching white soldiers. And the super trend on the day chart has just turned bullish on Thursday. And the trend is not flattening, it is still climbing, slightly climbing. So possibly Monday, this will take you up further. Another important thing, if you check out very carefully, I'll go back to the weekly chart, your closing and your high. Your close was at 33,302. Your high was 33,342. Your close of the week and the high of the week are very, very close. So you have ended the week on a high note near the upper end. So next week, at least Monday and Tuesday, will be expected to give you a very strong bullish momentum. This is for the broader US market of Dow Jones, which we will also see in our day charts. Clear lower side price suggestion, closing till the top, near the top. So this will go up further. Indicators, positive crossover here, stochastic positive crossover, and CCI flattening out. If this continues, CCI will rise further. Currently, CCI is at 144. It can easily go up to 225 or 250 and continue to plateau over there. So this is expected to go up. Right?
So that there's a moving average crossover as well, right?
Yes. And an average crossover over here of 8 and 20. And now at 8 and 34 also.
Yes, that's the one.
8 and 20 was over here and 8 and 34 over here. This 20-34 crossover, if this also takes place, this will be a runaway rally. And the 200-day moving average is absolute far below. Right? So the moving indicators are also lining up, trying to line up in an ascending order, which is another observation on a day chart. What was that on the weekly chart? Once again, let's check that out. Crossover was very clearly almost on the same week. Your 20 and 34 was crossed by 8 moving average almost at the same week. And now it did give you a correction initially, but it's now again ruling above the 8 moving average.
Right. And I think on the weekly chart, sir, on the 8 moving average, it was earlier running just below it, and now it's taken. It tried to come down, but it's taken
support. Yeah, 20 moving average support, and now running above the 8 moving average.
Correct.
It opened at the 8 moving average
and ran
this
up.
Week and ran up. It gave you a small wick down, but it ran up further. And on the moving averages, on the weekly chart, the 34 and 20 crossover has already occurred. 20 is at 32,241. 34 is at 32,198. That crossover has already occurred on the weekly chart. So now all the three moving averages, 8, 20, 34, and 200 are in alignment, ascending alignment, which gives you a further confidence along with this crossover above the zero line and the other three indicators also. Clear? Let's take TSX along with it before we go to Nasdaq. Weekly chart, bullish super trend, flattened but moving up. Flattened but moving up. 820 crossover here, 834 crossover here. Currently at above the 8 moving average on weekly chart. 34 and 20 crossover on the weekly chart about to happen. 34 at 19,530 and 20 at 19,473. So another about 50 points away, and the crossover can easily happen. Very clearly, MACD crossover above the zero line, above the histograms, clearly. Stochastic 70 and 62 crossover definitely is on, and CCI climbing at 79. So Dow Jones broader market, TSX broader market, looking for an upward rally. Here again, weekly close. The high was 20,380. Our close was 20,360, almost to the close of near the high of the day. This high, 20,639, in this week of November 27th ending, becomes your first resistance level. So 20,370 or 20,480, whatever you call it, or 470. That becomes your first resistance level for a super trend, because this super trend has been breached comfortably of 20,230. So if I have to take a trade here, I can take a trade with a stop loss of 20,230 also. I could be buying TSX with a stop loss of 20,230. Targets, first target is over here, which is 21,650. That's about 1,300 points straight on the weekly chart. That's the first target here. Thereafter, of course, the other targets will be higher over here at around 22,000. Or the levels touched over here, 22,000, 22,200. So this is your TSX. Again, indicators talking to you in a bullish tone, right? Day charts. Beautifully maintained the crossover, and after that, 820 crossover, 834 crossover. Volumes rising. MACD crossover here. Both lines are in the signal in the green histogram. No chances of histogram turning down. Stochastic very clearly climbing at 98 and 95, almost at overbought positions, but can continue to remain stagnant here for some time if the other indicators will rally further. CCI at 150 can easily go up to 225, 250 comfortably. So this will be a continuation rally for this trend. Day charts also, your first target is here, 20,400, which is just around the peak, around the corner. And then, of course, the weekly targets have been given to you already. Important fact of life over here, both your Bollinger Bands are expanding, and your mid Bollinger Band is flattening to curve up. Super trend clearly bullish on day chart. So I would be a buyer anything with the low of Thursday as my stop loss if I really want to go for it. Otherwise, Friday low 20,150 as my stop loss. I can be a buyer for an up market. Right? Now, why did I take TSX and Dow Jones and not NASDAQ along with it? I'll show you now. NASDAQ on a weekly chart is still giving me a bearish super trend, but a flattening super trend. Now, NASDAQ is trying to catch up with Dow Jones. The volumes are going up, and you get three white soldiers here. Volumes going up and three white soldiers. You are now just at your 8 moving average, 8 and 20 moving average. Crossover has yet to take place on weekly chart, whereas all other charts so far on the weekly and daily chart, 20 and 8 crossover were clearly seen much earlier. So NASDAQ is trying to catch up. So all of us who are trading on TQQ, get ready for a good ride up, because NASDAQ is now trying to move to catch up. Number one. Number two, your 200-day moving average is just around the corner, waiting to get breached, which is at 11,400 or 11,390 to be precise. So the movement and this continuation in NASDAQ, first target 11,390, 11,400. Thereafter, you can talk about 11,830. 830 or 11,880. Two targets, 11,830, 11,880, and third target 12,161, 150, 160. If this super trend breaks, this super trend will also break at the same time, very close to each other. Weekly charts, so targets are going to be taking time to come, but around the corner. I would look at it, since you're already mid-January, I would look at this somewhere around mid-February or latest February end. So 12,550 is also not far away. Important thing to know on weekly is CCI has started curving up. Stochastic is already given you a crossover at 40 and 33. So they have a large momentum to catch up and go up to. So stochastic from 40 can go up to 100 or 90 at least. So he has a large momentum to go. So anybody buying NASDAQ, low of this week, 10,600, 590 or 10,600 is your stop loss on NASDAQ for a target of, first target of 11,830, 11,850. Second target 12,150, 175. Thereafter, targets of 12,900 or 950. NASDAQ. And NASDAQ is now trying to catch up. This level over here, 11,475 or 450, is a major rejection level for NASDAQ. I can draw you this line and you can see the difference immediately. Why am I saying this on a weekly chart? It is rejecting this so frequently. First rejection, second rejection, third rejection, fourth, fifth rejection. So now, if he comes up at this level of 10,497, 500, it's going to be the sixth time it's going to try to breach it. I expect this to breach it. That is my expectations. I would expect it to breach. So what I would do is, if I'm taking a trade today, entering at 11,000, 11,500 is my first target. I will close my positions completely, book my profits, and clearly wait for the market to give me a clean breakout on a closing basis. Clean breakout on a closing basis. If I see the momentum in breaking this candle, large volume coming in, I will re-enter and keep 11,500 or 11,450 as my stop loss for an upper run. But I would like to sell off at 11,500 in case if I'm entering NASDAQ today or Monday. I will take my profit out. I'm getting 500 points on 11,000 rupees or on 11,000 index is a very good ratio. I will like to take a 5% profit and move out. I will definitely like to do that. Okay, and then looking at the momentum, decide how it is to go. This is the weekly chart. Day chart. Look at this momentum right from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 upwardly moving candles. Though don't go by that inverted hammer here, but upwardly moving candles. Crossover on the day chart done. First crossover of 8 and 20 done. 8 and 34 in the pipeline. Good volumes, good crossovers, both signal and MACD lines are almost, both of them are into the histograms. Stochastic at 98 and 93, which is the reason why I'm saying even if this goes up, I will first liquidate at 11,500 and then see the motion further on. Why do I say that for NASDAQ? Look at the crossover happened over here. Count the histograms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It may lose momentum going forward. Does not mean my Dow Jones will fall. It only means my tech stocks may be under pressure. Why am I saying this? Another reason is look at CCI. Turning flat, flattening, and marginal dip here. Here is 212, currently at 143. So this could go up to 212, which is why 11,500 is your first target to close your calls or any bullish positions on NASDAQ. Wait for it to get cleared and thereafter take a fresh entry. Clear? Any doubts? We've covered all the three.
Sarji, there is this gap that's going to get closed. I think it was around December 14th or something. So can we see a pullback from at gap closure as well?
Well, if you look at the gap closure, 11,352. High is 11,352 on 14th of December, and the low was 11,065. So the gap closure will happen. And that is the reason why when I said 11,500 is the spot over here, where that gap closure will take place. But if it is not doing it with the momentum, it will just go up, reverse, and fall down. So something like could go. So I'm making it in blue. It will go something like this. $11,500 touched and come down. Gap closed and come down.
Okay.
This could happen. What I'm hoping for and praying to Lord Almighty that this should go in like this, momentum break, come down, test and go up.
Right.
If you look at the broader markets, this second option should work. But knowing NASDAQ, I think it will test it, at least the first test, and come down. This will be the sixth time he'll be testing on a day chart, on the weekly chart. If you remember, it will be the sixth time. Where are we now? We do this line, 11,400. There is one here, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this will be the sixth one. So I'm expecting in the sixth one, it should go through. But that is expectations. May not happen.
Right. And also, sir, on the day chart, an interesting thing is that the 200, I think it was the 200 moving average, also coming down. So the trajectory seems like, it may just bounce off that. I mean, it's pretty much in line with the line that you have put in. So
Exactly.
So it could be at a very similar level that, it hits the 200 average and then probably bounce back.
That's right. This 200 moving average is currently at a level of 11,634. By the time this price is 11,500, 200 may act like a strong resistance for the price to cross over. And that will be the sixth attempt it will do to cross over. So that is why it will require a momentum to break out of a 200-day moving average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Lovely. Lovely. Any more questions? We've done all the three indices. So yes, Monday markets and US market may be closed, but your futures and option markets are always open. So yes, you could trade. Any questions now? Guys, any questions? Any stocks you want me to analyze further?
Yes, Vivek sir, I would like to mention this. If you remember earlier, we talked regarding FFN.
Yes.
So I just followed you and followed the chart side by side and made a decent profit last week.
Oh, congratulations.
And
nice
thank
to hear
you very
that.
much. Yeah, thank you very much for that.
Most welcome. That's good. Good to hear. Good to hear people making good profits.
Yeah, and just wanted to know, like, say after you told me like the stop loss, the value of the stop loss, and the entry price and the exit price on the basis of the weekly and daily chart. I'd just like to know. I just want to make something clear. If you don't mind opening FFN chart.
Which one?
FFN.U.
FS.
FFN. FFN.
F Father Navy.
Yes.
.to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me.
Yeah. So you told me to enter somewhere at 429.
429 or somewhere over here.
Okay. Yeah. And told me the target price to be at around 496, first one, and then the second one around 520. That got reached on Friday.
Yes. It touched 521.
Yes. In a span of like 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I am following this particular thing past many months now, but just wanted to know like what gave you the best indication to enter at 429?
All right. At 429, what gave me the best indicator to enter? That's the question, right?
Yes.
Look at a weekly chart first. First thing I'll do is my weekly chart.
Okay.
Where are we? That's when you entered around Christmas?
Yes, around Christmas.
Right? Now, yes. At this time, you look at, let me draw the line and show you why we did that. Resistance is over here.
Yes.
Fall. Resistance broken. Now that acts as a support. First support, second support broken. Going up. So this should be a support line.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Market. Now this is a weekly support.
Weekly support.
Weekly support is quite difficult to break.
Okay.
And that also on a first attempt after the crossover. A major crossover happened, and this is the first attempt. It won't break easily.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Here also it broke the thing. It broke the support line. 1, 2, 3, fifth attempt. Fifth attempt it goes up.
Okay.
Right. Number one. Number two. Why did we buy it over here? We were expecting a reversal. So we said we will buy it with a very minor stop loss.
Yeah, of 421.
Right, 421 was the stop loss here. I told you, and that is exactly. And I think when we did it, we saw the week low around that time.
Yes, it was around
we
that.
We saw the week low at 420 at 415, 419, and we said we will buy it just around that best time to jump it off.
Okay.
That is the reason why. Now, how did we take our targets?
Yeah.
Our targets were clearly on the super trend level. The first target was this super trend level turning flat will be your first target to achieve, which is nothing but 498 or 5.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Okay.
First target was this. 490, 490, 4 or 5. Next target over here. Now your next target is 554.
554, right? Okay.
Right? Now this is a weekly chart. Now watch this on the day chart. Same levels, bouncing off. Now when you're bouncing off from here, you've seen this at over here at 423. So we said buy it around 420, 421, and that's your stop.
Right.
And at this point, what is the super trend level? 472. So the first target is 472 for you on a day chart. This level.
Okay.
Over here, if I bounce back, 472. Right?
And if that one gets breached, then the next flat surface is a target price,
surface is over here at 492. After that, comes in over here at 560.
Okay. So for the super trend, sir, we just have to consider the flat surfaces.
You have to consider flat surfaces for your supports and for your resistances.
Oh,
now, currently, this super trend on the day chart has turned bullish. It gave you a weak line and then it turned flattish but climbing upwards, which is the reason why I get 3 white soldiers here on a day chart.
So that has the high chances to go.
High chances of going up with volumes being added. Stochastic crossover here. Both in the signal line and MACD line are almost into the green histogram. So expect a momentum, but a large number of histograms have already taken place. So the momentum will become slow. Because the number of histograms have increased, the momentum will become slow.
Okay.
Stochastic at 91 and 83, 100 is your upper limit. So you will automatically lower it down.
Okay, so it's rather I will wait to enter again than buying at this point.
You should now wait till this breaks out at this level of 535, or if you're completely out of the position, wait for a fresh entry.
Yeah, I'm completely out, so I will wait for the fresh entry.
Now you got to wait for a fresh entry. Fresh entry will be where I could buy it somewhere again at 490.
Okay.
I could buy it 490 and keep my low stop loss at 475 as my stop loss. Now I'll start playing in a different game. Now I'm pursuing the trend. But because it is climbing further, I have to be very careful that this level of 535 breaks open on a closing, strong momentum, conclusive basis.
Okay.
On a closing, conclusive, and a strong momentum basis. 3 criteria.
Okay.
It should not give me an intraday high and come back. I don't enter them. It should be closing. So if the market closes at 4 o'clock, if I see the price at about 535, 540, or 545 at about 330, I could think about taking an entry with the day's low as my stop loss.
Okay.
That would be the trend on this one. But on a closing basis. Because at 330, I don't expect the price to suddenly reverse and touch the lower price of the day.
Okay.
That means it's
So
going up.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
For the short trade, still we can, I guess, it's a good time to
For short
take.
trade, yes, you can. For short trade, yes, you can. Because currently, you look at the price, high is 521, your closure at 516, which is
Yes.
almost close to the high of the week.
Yes.
Right? Another important point, your 200-day moving average is now below your price. 200-day moving average is at 5. 34 moving average is at 4.96.
Okay.
So there is a 34 200 crossover also about to happen.
Right.
The 34 200 crossover happens, it's a golden crossover. It's like a 50 200 crossover.
Okay. Makes sense.
Right?
Yep.
8 moving average is below the price at 478.
Okay.
Which is the low touched as on Friday. So the 8 moving average is acting like a support for the price.
8 moving average acting as a support for the price. Yes.
Further up, 8 moving average can be your stop loss.
Okay.
Minus 2 cents or 3 cents. 8 moving average minus 3 cents is your stop loss. So 475. Okay. You will change that stop loss on a daily basis.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
Most welcome. Anybody else? Any questions? SQQ, TQQ, sure. I was already, and of course, Amazon and Shopify and TSX. All right. So let's take TQQ. TQQ and SQQ will be pretty similar to NASDAQ. As we were talking about it, the weekly charts is bearish, but trying to move up. But moving up. Exactly like NASDAQ. Right? Again, first target, 25 here, and thereafter, 29, 50, 30. Then a small target of 32 or 33. Then 40. But weekly target, so then look at the weekly targets of approximately doing this by Feb end of mid-March, not before that. Well, as I told you, NASDAQ is trying to catch up, but momentum will fizzle out in the long run. It does not have the power or the strength to really move hard as compared to the broader markets. So in NASDAQ or on TQQ, I would be a seller at 25. I would be selling on rise at 25 because 24.50 or 24.25, this level is a seller's market. Look at this drawing line over here on the weekly chart. You will realize how often selling is happening over here. At 23.20, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9th attempt being made to come to a level of 23. 23.20, 23.50. The high is, check it out over here, 24 and 24.23. So anything between 23 and 24, I will like to take my profits out. So if I'm buying at 20, at 24, I'm getting $4 on an investment at 20. That is almost 5% profit. I would like to take my profits out. TQQ on weekly chart is this. On the day chart, something similar can be seen. You see this at 23.19 here. So now move this line slightly above 24 and watch the same thing happening. 1, 2, 3. So what do? I can buy with the low of Thursday as my stop loss. The low was 1860, 1859. So 1860 is my stop loss. That's $1.40. Target 24 straight. MACD crossover happened over here. The blue line has entered the histogram. The orange line yet to enter. Look at the stochastic, 97 and 88. Maximum it can go is 100. So in an overbought position. In the overbought position, near the upper Bollinger Band. CCI, flattening and curving down at 144, can go up to a level of 212 from 144. Yes, which is why, because it closed at the high end of the week, I expect the momentum to go further up, but 24 is the place where I will liquidate my positions on TQQ. I will come out of it, book my profits, not at 24, it could be 23.75, or watch carefully at 24. But first, book clearly at 24. Wait for this price to cross 24 on a closing, conclusive, momentum-based movement. If this crosses 24, I will not mind buying it again at a same price of 24. How will that move? I'll show that to you. This moves up like this, like this, like this, breaks out. The rule of breakout is simple. Even if it breaks out, it will come back to retest it and then go up. So if it gives you the breakout, I will wait for the retest to take place at 24. I may buy it at 24.25, 24.25, I may, or 24.50 also. I would not mind buying it. Because if I buy it at 24.50, 24.75, my stop loss is 24, which is a narrow stop loss. And then I'll look for a higher target. So let the breakout happen. No harm. You have taken the profits. You will not trade for a week or so on this counter. Wait for it to retest the level of 24. Buy again at 24.25 or 24.50 and then take it for a higher target, because then you will know the high recently touched, that target you can achieve at least. That will also give you 5 or 10% returns comfortably. Comfortably it will give you. So wait for 24 to get cleared on TQQ. You could buy it, I don't mind, because it is in the uptrend now. And at the same time, if you look at it, the 20 and 8 crossover is happening just over here on Thursday. Right? Next crossover is 20 and 34 and 8. By that time, your price will be touching almost 23, 24. Now, this has given you a long consolidation, box-wise consolidation, which is again to be noticed over here. This is a day chart. Clear? Can you see that now? Sorry. Right? So this is the box they were working on. It's just giving you a breakout now. And the breakout will now take place because super trend has turned bullish. So the breakout will happen. But after the breakout, what will happen is it will touch 23.24 or 23.75, reverse and come back. It will touch this level and again come back. And once it comes back, then you will realize a new box formation taking place. Keep one thing in mind, this always works box to box. The new box formation will be something like this. This will be the new box formation. It will goes up, it will come back to test, go up till it doesn't break 24. If it breaks 24, then this will go up and this will change. Good Lord. Then this will change. But then 24 will become your base and this will change. But initially, it's going to remain like this box formation. 24.75, 25. The price will move in between this. If this breaks out, it will give you a new box. Right? That was TQQ.
So in TQQ also, just like Nasdaq, you have the 200 average coming down, yes, and likely going to hit at the same time.
Yeah, exactly same level. At 24, 25. Though it may not, because 200 moving average will be slow to move. So this is at 25, and this may come down to about 27 or 27, 75 or 28. So it will still act like a resistance from 24, 25 onwards. Because 200 is very slow to change its value.
Right.
Even if the price moves up, this will definitely act like a strong resistance at 28. So after 24, your next resistance is going to be 27, 28. Or 27.80 and 28. Not 27.20. 27.85 and $28 will be your next resistance, which is the 200 moving average. Sunita answers you?
Yes, yeah, thank you.
Most welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Gaurav has also asked for BMO or CIB. So let's take BMO first, then go as per the others. BMO.TO, Bank of Montreal. Right from this level, I can see only white soldiers marching upwards. Look at the super. I'm not even looking at anything else. Just look at the candlestick pattern at an angle of 45-degree climbing up. Look at your super trend clearly climbing up. No chances of flattening. 20 and 8 crossover here. 2034 crossover here. MACD crossover here, moves up, histograms red, green, again back to green. And climbing. Stochastic 97, 94. Look at this stochastic over here, 91. Look at the stochastic here, 91. Next, 91, 34, 93, and now 97. Almost flattened, overbought, but climbing. Overbought but climbing. Why climbing? MACD is giving that climb. Look at the CCI, 213 and 123. Closure at the peak of the, almost at the peak of the week. High of the week, on Friday was 31.31. Closure at 31.18. You're just about 13 cents away from the peak of that week. So if I'm looking at the peak of the week, my target will be seen on weekly charts. Look at this, 133.52, 134. Super trend on the verge of breaking this level. So first target will be 133.85 or 134. Next target will be 137.50. After that, next target will be 146.30 or 146 to 146.25. So 146.25, 137.50. first target 133, 134, 133.85, 134. Again, at 134, look at the weekly chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it has tested a level of 134. And this will be the 6th one. On a weekly chart, I'm seeing not 2 white soldiers, but 4 white soldiers. Even this one, the low is higher than this low. The high is not higher than the previous week high. But pretty close, 123.66, 124.06, practically same high. And after that, higher highs, higher lows. So 4 weeks of higher lows and higher highs. Last week, look at the volume being generated. Crossover on the weekly chart is being seen now at the 0 line. Stochastic at 62 and 50. So they have almost 40 more points in stochastic to rise. CCI at only 50. Wait for 150 more points to go up. This can comfortably take out and take this out of 145, 146 also. So Gaurav, if you want to take Bank of Montreal on a swing trade basis, good trade to pick this up at any level currently. Keep last week's low 127.30 as your stop loss. Or if you want to go further, refining your stop loss, I would take Thursday low 129 or 128.75 as my stop loss. And 146 as a target.
Sir, I was thinking, like you see the moving average, I think it's the black 201 or which one, which has,
yeah, 201.
Yes, that because that is the low of the Friday candle. In fact, that's also the open of the Thursday candle, probably 10 or 20 cents below that, because that would itself act as a good support.
Very true. 149, 129.50, whereas I was looking at a target of 129. Yeah, the low. Thursday low is 128.65. You are taking $1 higher, 129.50.
Right.
So, but the point is, it will act like a support. But if you keep a stop loss, that can 200-day can trigger with a wick and go back.
Okay.
That is the risk.
Right.
But if I keep this low, Thursday low as 128.65, if I keep 128.60 as the stop loss, my chances of being hit are less.
Right.
So I'm almost $1 away from the 200-day moving average.
Makes sense.
Right. And the idea is, once you have entered the trade, you should not get stopped out for a week only.
Yes.
That really, that hurts the ego most.
Agreed.
The trader's ego gets hurt the most if your wick touches your stop loss and then next day or two it hits your target. That pains the most.
Mm-hmm.
So I would keep that as my stop loss at 128.60 and trade. I'm a dollar more than the stop loss, but I'm happy.
Right.
Right. And the trend in super trend is clearly uptrend.
Mm.
Mid Bollinger Band clearly curved up, upper and lower Bollinger Band opening up after the squeeze. So there is a trajectory waiting for it to take it further. There is a trajectory, and the weekly charts have given you a target also.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
All right. Which is the other one that you had asked for? Let me finish you off. RCI BTO. Rogers. I think this you also shared on the group, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. These I always try to keep them on the group first.
Yeah.
So just before we start on this one, I just wanted to add one more thing, because we discussed we discussed Bank of Montreal. Just wanted to call out that I posted on the group as well that the general banking setup looks pretty similar. The banking index has a similar chart. I put the banking index analysis on the group as well, and I mean, the banks essentially would be, there would be a couple of banks that are laggards, some that would be running ahead. So some might have started their breakout journey and started running, and some would start to run. So I'd recommend the group to, do their own analysis on other bank stocks and pick the ones they like the most, because the
Very true.
banking setup looks strong and it's on a
Yeah,
breakout.
very true. Very true. The banking sector is going to now bounce back. Right now, in Rogers specifically, let me show you something. Again, a breakout is being seen.
Yes, sir.
See this levels, 63.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I not draw this? Resistance, crossed, support. Number one. Number two, now moving in a box. Clear?
Yes, sir.
64.82 is the high, 64.90 here, waiting for the box breakout to happen. Will it break out? Is to be seen. MACD clearly above the zero line, very high and above the zero line. Why? What am I doing? MACD clearly above the zero line and giving you a positive crossover from here. Stochastic 85, another 15-point journey upward. CCI wonderfully placed at positive 80, can go to 125, 250 comfortably, or even 350. If this moves to 350, you can imagine where this will go up to. Now for your targets, look at a weekly chart. Now look at this point and this levels over here. 64.30 was a super trend level here. It gave you a breakout here. Now your next trend is at 67. This will be the next target, 67. At 67, look for this gap to get filled in. So 67 will fill this gap up, and thereafter, your next target will be straight over here. 74. 73.50, 74. But weekly targets, so swing trades. You can look at 74 possibly by mid-March.
Okay.
Volumes on the weekly chart are reducing. Bollinger Bands are expanding and climbing upward. Mid-Bollinger Band climbing upwards after flattening and going up. Positive crossover of 8 and 20 happened over here on weekly. 8 and 34 happened after the dividend payout, which was a good dividend payout on, what was this? April? Or was it December? December, yeah, December.
Yes, X-State was early December, paid out in 3rd Jan. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So then dividend has been paid out well, which is a regular dividend paying company, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, which is good enough. And it has rallied thereafter.
Right.
And communications, again, an essential commodity. Like your medicines, communication is a must for human beings. They will communicate come what may. Even if it is to gossip, they will communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So this becomes a kind of an essential commodity moving on. So your targets are very clearly identified. First target is 67 here, right? If this gets taken out very clearly, second target is 73, and then 75. But long-term targets, so look for targets to happen sometimes in the month of March. All right. All right. Aldrin has asked for Amazon, Shopify, TSX we have already covered. Amazon. Weekly chart, Amazon just given you a breakout because of this large Marubazu candle. Right? So first resistance at 105, which was the earliest support taken over this portion. Let me draw the line for you again, Aldrin, so you will see that line clearly. How is it going to act like this 100 or 103, 104, 105. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Breakdown. So 9 times it has acted like a support, broken down. First resistance test over here. Now second resistance test coming in over here. Now Amazon, you are now in second week of January. Why do you think it shot up now? There has to be a reason why. Why were these last 4 weeks of pressure to bring it down and sustaining at this level only, at a level of 83 or 82 or 8250 years? Why was it holding up this level on a weekly basis? You would check out these weeks. These were December 19, December 26, Jan first week. It clearly held a level of 82 because of the bad weather conditions. That was a rock bottom. People are not going to go out and shop. They would rather do shopping online, and which is why you see this Marubazu and the volume coming in after the week of 3 weeks of consolidating. After 3 weeks of consolidation, you are watching this now. Currently, high for the week was 98.37. You're closing at 98.12. That means a 25-cent difference between the closure and the high of the week. This will continue further, but 105 will be your first resistance level, which is also the super trend level on the weekly basis, which is the bearish super trend. So if 105 gets taken out on a closing basis of any weekday, not weekly closing, but a daily closing of 105 and above. Daily closing of 105 with momentum and conclusiveness, your next target could be at 116. So if you want to buy this currently at 98, you can buy it for a $7 run, sell at about 104.50, 104.75, take your profits out, wait for the market to cross over, buy again at 106 with a stop loss of 100 for a target of 116 or 126. 126 first target, second target 138. Super trend flattening levels are your targets. If you want to enter immediate target, 105 is the first target, 112 second target, and then 127 and 138. But weekly charts, don't expect it to suddenly spike up and give all the targets. March end. I'm talking about March end. Because your season is going to remain till at least till Feb end. Feb end and mid-March, North America will be under a cold wave. So that is going to prevent your people to go out and shop. So use Amazon to get your things delivered to your home, which is why this green Maru Bazu and expecting to go up. Now, at this level, 131, which is the 200 moving average, will be a very strong resistance for you. You look at this black line, almost a flat line all through and through. So the trend is going to be go touch it, test it, and if you can break it with momentum, good enough. Otherwise, we will fall back down. But your trade will be from 82 to 130. That is your major trade happening on a weekly chart. Watch this on a day chart and you will love it. Thank you. You see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 white soldiers. Don't look at the color and say they are red, but they are higher lows, which is sufficient for me. Higher lows, higher highs. High over here was 86.40. High over here is 89.40. High over here was 95. High over here is 97. So higher highs, higher lows. Selling pressure yet, but coming up. Super trend clearly turning bullish. Clearly turning bullish and going up. Right? And closing to the end. MACD crossover, both the signal line and MACD line are within the green histograms. Histograms not giving you any sign of exhaustion. Stochastic at 95 and 92. Overbought zone, but can go up to 100 or 98 easily. CCI at 157 can go up to 190, 225 easily. So a momentum expected, but trade with caution. Clear? That was Amazon for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We have Shopify. Eldrin, Shopify is something which I think I have written it off. I am not looking. You want Shopify on TSX or on New York?
On TSX. Second.
Again, like Amazon, giving you the last tick, just turned bullish now. So first target, 40. Next target, around this level of 43.25, 43.50. Why do I say that? Because I am not a big fan of Shopify because of the long consolidation and range-bound movement on Shopify. Very clearly, 43 over here is the upper target on weekly charts, 45, 45. So if this crosses 45 weekly or conclusive basis, then I can start looking at target of 50 on it, but not otherwise. So if you want to buy this at 38.90, you can buy it for a target of 45, short-term target of 45. Till 45 does not get breached completely, I will not look at a target of 53. So you could buy it here at 38, get out at 40, 44.50, 45 or 43.50, wait for the breakout to happen, then go for the next target of 50, 53. Thereafter, higher targets 61 and 66. But each time the breakout has to be clearly identified on a closing and with momentum. Your volumes on the weekly chart have dropped and now started picking up. But otherwise, look at the snake formation of the histograms and the MACD, it is almost flat. And it's a very narrow band of the Bollinger Bands. Right? This squeeze and narrow band of Bollinger Band is very tempting for a lot of traders to take a trade. But the right level to take this trade on Shopify would be to buy it around 30, 31, not at 38 for a target of 60 and 70. At 38, if I'm buying it, my target is only going to be 43, 44. I will play on this target, short duration target, close the trade, wait for it to come back to 31, 32, buy it again for a target of 43, 44. But these are weekly targets. Now look how long it took. Bought in end of December, 3 weeks, possibly another one more week before it can touch 40, 1 or 2 more weeks before it will touch 43, 44. So it's a 5-week journey for Shopify to go from 32 to 42, 43. The trade over here is very clear: buy around 32 and sell at 42, 43. That is the trade in this trade. Right? So that was Shopify for you. We've done Shopify, TSX, BMO, CVETO is what Jane has requested. CVE.TO. Energy sector. Weekly chart topping out at 26 or at 26.50. Your peak winter, and he could not cross 26.50 at all. Week chart. MACD negative crossover has happened over here and fallen down. Now trying to move up. Stochastic bearish crossover. CCI at minus 51 can go down till minus 125, minus 200 also. So the right place to buy CVE would be somewhere at this wick levels at 24.25 or 24.50. Right place to buy this over be over here. But rest be assured, your energy peak season is about to end within a month and a half. By February end, your peak season of energy will have exhausted, and this can comfortably come down. If you want to see that, check it over here. Consolidation and then climbs up. This will also consolidate, but it has a different indicator. It will consolidate and give you a negative breakdown because 8 is now sloping down. 20 and 34 are almost at the edge. Crossover not yet being done. 34 lower than 8. And if this gives you a negative crossover, this can comfortably come down to this levels of 22.50 or even to 20, 21, 20.75 and 21 comfortably. Which also happens to be your super trend level at 20.75. You have a weekly super trend which is turned flat right from November first week and going flat. There is, from November onwards, you see the sloping line trending downwards. The tops are all lower highs. Apart from these two, they are all lower highs. So the trend is clearly on a downward trend, trying to hit your super trend at 20.75. So my suggestion is don't take a trade in this in the bullish format. Look for it to correct down, possibly buy this around 24 or 24, 25, 35 here, and look for a trade if it bounces back from here. That bounce back has to be seen. Right? Because in the day chart, it is clearly negative super trend. And very clearly, 26.50 has acted like a resistance, waiting for it to come down. And if you look at this levels over here, this super trend level over here, is at 22.70 and exactly where I'd asked you to buy it. 23.25, 23.75 and 25. So that super trend, first super trend is going to be checked over here. Clear? So CV done. Anybody can tell me which is the next one. Otherwise, I have to check my. All right. You have Google and all. Sorry, Facebook. Alphabet is sorry. Google only. My page. That is Meta. Sorry. Weekly supports 85, 85, 25, 85, 50 weekly support levels. Super trend bearish but turning flat. Wanting to go up, it has to give you a clear breakout above the current levels. So when I say breakout, I'm talking about going up to at least 100 before we can think about talking about a breakout scenario. It has to go up to 100 at least before, or even higher, I would say, at least 102.50 or 103 before we will talk about a breakout in Alphabet or in Google. At that point of level, keep one thing in mind, you are very close to your support rate. At this level, you are just around your 200-day moving average, which is at 95.5. Your moving averages are in the reverse order. 8, 200, 20, and then 34. If this has to go up and become bullish, it has to be 200 below, 34 above, 20 above, and 8 above it. This order has to reverse, which is not yet being done. You had a squeeze here, you had an expansion, you are again trying to go in for a squeeze. Right? That's the second observation. Third observation, MACD crossover, not yet, or it has been done, but much below the zero line. Stochastic crossover done. CCI at minus 54, climbing up steadily, which is why, because this is a week and you are close at the high end of the week, I will wait for this to cross 102, 103 to actually take a trade for a higher target of 121 or 122. But after it crosses 102, because then my first target is 112 here, second target 116, and third target 123. After it crosses 103, not before that. Once it touches 103, we will know what the candle formations are here, and then take the recent low as your stop loss and take the trade up. Then you will not take the stop loss at 85. Then you will take a stop loss at around 97 or 98, depending upon where the stop loss is. Could be 96 over here. So you could take the trade at 102 with a stop loss of 96 for our targets as mentioned above, 112, 100 116, 112, 116, and then 123. That is the trade you can look for. All right. Most welcome. Doll. Dollarama. All right. Dollarama on a weekly chart. Strong bullish trend. Flattening but bullish. Now look at this weekly support taking place at 78. Right? Now 8, is above 20 since a long time, 34 below 20, and clearly in position. And 200 is far away at 56. So 200 is not even seen in the picture. But here, your 20 and 8 are acting, your 20 is going to act like a support. So your 20 moving average is acting like a support, that is at 80.15. Super trend is turned flattish. You have MACD line falling and this remaining in the uptrend slightly. There is a divergence happening. If this crossover happens now, whereas MACD and both lines are almost at the same level, if this gives you a positive crossover and stochastic is already giving you a crossover, this can shoot up higher. Now, how high can it go? It's already at its lifetime high. Or the lifetime high is somewhere over here at 85.88. We're just about $4 away from lifetime high. So this is the high it can touch first. Now, at lifetime highs, I don't like to trade. To be honest, I don't like to trade this. Because I'm entering into a territory which is uncharted, I don't know how the reaction would be. You could buy it at 81.50 or 81.80. Keep a target as the high over here as 85.88 or 85.75. Take your small profits out. So it could give you a $4 profit on an investment of $82. But I don't like to trade at lifetime highs unless I see a clear breakout happening over there. The trade for me would be buy it around 78 or 79 for a target of 84, 85. When I'm buying it at 74, 75, this is the low at 75 is my stop loss. If I'm buying it at 78 or 79, 75 is my stop loss and 85.50 or 86 is my first target, is my target to square off. It will be a quick trade. I will only trail it if I get this at my price. I will trail my profits after that. Clear? Hitesh, you asked for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not my cup of tea, but since you asked for it, I'll analyze that for you. Though,
thank you.
My system on Bitcoin is take on Bitcoin is known to the world all over.
Yeah.
I don't like Bitcoins at all.
Yeah, but I was just looking, it has a good breakout in last week, so I was just
You're looking at this breakout on the day chart, right? Right from a level of about 16,300 or 16,400, it's gone to 21,000. But look at this breakout on a weekly chart. The bullish super trend has just started off because of the last Marubazu in the week earlier. Crossover just happened below the zero line of an MACD, but the crossover is far away from the zero line. It looks close by, but it is far away. Look at the value of MACD. It says minus 48, minus 111, and 62.53 is your black line. We are 62 points away from your backline. Right? So, really, if you want me to do that, see the box formation in this. The breakout has to be out of the box formation. Right? That is the box. And weekly trading right from mid-June in this box. Let that box break out above 25. Then we will talk about a breakout, not before that. Otherwise, this can always go up here and come back down. So possibly Vivek Nalavade could trade this because he loves to trade and he could trade it in that zone comfortably. But you got to be very quick in your trades. Very, very quick. Alert, because this is crypto. These are Bitcoins. If you're looking for a target on this one, target is clearly 25,000. So you can look at about 4,000 points on Bitcoin from current level, but your stop losses are at 15,000 below. Is it really worth it? Or do you want to go for the low of the week at 20,600 to buy it? Or do you want to go to 16,000, 17,000 as a low to keep your stop loss of the previous week? Because this week, it has not given you a continuation movement out of that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 closed over here, gave you this movement here. So clearly seen. I wonder if you can see this chart because it's too narrow, too small. Try and expand this further for you. You see the line over here, exhaustion line over here. It sells off at 21,280. What happens over here? It climbs, gives you a red candle, possible exhaustion coming in. Now, possible exhaustion now coming in. Why do I say that? The red histogram. And look at stochastic 97, 97. Both are at overbought positions. Time to correct. Look at CCI 158. Time to correct. So, right time to buy around over here 17,000 or 16,500. Perfect time to buy this. Not that it can't come there, it can easily come down there. The only good thing is now, because of this breakout, it has moved above its 200-day moving average. That's it, nothing else. But it being a volatile counter, it can always come down. So anybody trading on Bitcoins or cryptos, my suggestion is always be very, very clear. Be very careful while trading cryptos. Right, Hitesh?
Yes, sir.
Sorry for disappointing you, but my take on Bitcoin is vastly known. So I'm sorry for that.
No, that's it's a very volatile counter. But when the share market goes up, it also moves up. That's
absolutely.
So if when there is a bullish trend, if continues for a couple of weeks, then it moves very fast.
Very true. Very true. Very true. All right. Anybody else? Any questions further? Anybody here? Any observations that want me to take up? Please feel free to ask. Come again, Santosh?
Yeah, it was very informative and your presentation was very, very clear.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Santosh. Much honored.
I will love to join as many as more coming.
Oh, you're most welcome. We have this every Sunday at 10:30
Right.
On EST time. So you're most
Yeah,
welcome.
usually I get this message around 10:45, and then I
Yes,
said,
but now
why I'm
that if
getting
you join
messages?
the group, if you
Yeah,
join that WhatsApp group, you will get the
correct.
messages earlier. But
Right,
otherwise, the same meeting ID, same password,
correct.
and
Perfect.
10:30 EST time is when we would normally do the Sunday morning.
Perfect. And your pronunciation is so clear, it's very easy to understand, and it's so interactive.
Thank you very much. I mean, it helps because as Asians, we should understand each other's pronunciation better. They're much more
Correct.
comfortable to understand that. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Yeah. Are you a seasoned trader or are you a first-time trader?
My story is totally different.
Okay. If you
I'm
want
not
to share it,
trading.
you're most welcome.
No, I'm not trading at all. But I'm following stock market since I was in 12th standard.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
but I have not invested anything.
Well, it's time to take a plunge once. Unless you don't take the plunge yourself, you really won't enjoy the benefits of stock markets.
Correct. I agree. I hope with your motivation and with your advice, something will happen.
Yes, hopefully it will be that. That will be a blessing that I'm looking for. And if you start trading and making good money, that is what we are looking for.
Right. Thanks for your blessings, and I hope you will also make money with us together.
Thank you very much. We will do that. Yeah. Sunita has requested for NVDA and Tesla. I'll just take it up. Sorry, I'll take it up. All right, Sunita. You requested for NVDA, and that's the trade day. Now, as we normally do, we first pick up the weekly chart. Weekly chart, the super trend is bullish. So the trend is on a bullish trend upside. Good things or bad thing, if I may say, super trend has turned flattish. But this flatness is because of these 3 weeks, which has now been taken care by 1 week of trading in the last week. So you are back to your level, what you were 4 weeks earlier. The close of the 4th week is where you are now closing your current week, which is at the peak of the week itself. Number 1. Number 2, volumes dipped and have picked up, which is a good sign. Number 3, your MACD crossover has happened and is at the zero line or above the zero line, which is very, very good. Your stochastic has crossed over at 57 and 55. And CCI is in positive territory of 60, which are all 4, volume, MACD, stochastic, and CCI are all 4 in positive indicators. Right? Point number 5, you are at your 34 moving average and above 8 moving average. So 820 crossover done here, 834 cross here, you are above 8, then 34, and then 20. Now for it to move up, 200 is below. If it to move further up, 20 has to give you a crossover of 34, and you will see a huge spike up. Right? So positive momentum expected here, but very clearly, this is your resistance at 188 or 185. Clear? 185, 188 is the resistance. However, first target after that, second target after that is at 207, which is this super trend level at 206.94 or 207. So you could look at a target of about 206.75 or 85 also. After this at 190 has broken out on a conclusive closing basis. These are weak charts. So weak charts will take at least till mid-March to get these levels. Now, coming back to the day chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white marching soldiers. Clear uptrend. Can you see that? Clear uptrend, 45-degree angle. After almost about 7 days of consolidation here, you see a clear uptrend. Day chart, super trend turns bullish, clearly inclining up. 20 and 8 crossover has just happened on Friday. MACD crossover, blue line within the histograms, orange line about to enter, but you have spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 histograms already. Expect this to be about 6 or 7 histograms before they come in. So the momentum will be now fading out. If momentum is fading out, your first target is 185. This you could receive by Jan end, 185. Currently at 169, you could touch 185 by January end or first week of February, definitely. Thereafter, depending upon the crossovers and the momentum, you should trail your profits and look for your targets as explained to you on the weekly chart. 185 is what I told you, and that is exactly over here. This wick is 187.90. I'm looking at 185. 185 is over here. And if this breaks out, as I told you conclusively, then your target is 207 or 206.
Okay.
Which is the next stock you were looking at? Tesla.
Yeah. Earnings are coming on Tesla on Jan 25th. Thank you.
Come again?
Earnings
on Jan 25th, yeah.
Yeah, on 25th.
That's still 2 more weeks, 2 more trading weeks away. Now, weekly chart, 3 weeks of consolidation after the break. But look what happened earlier. 3 weeks of consolidation, falls, consolidates for 2 weeks, falls, consolidates for 3 weeks. Now will it shoot up? We yet don't know. Your 200-day moving average is above the price. 8 is below that. So there is a lot of bearish pressure coming on you on Tesla. This is the weekly chart. Right? Look at this. Where did it start falling from? Over here. Regular falling, climb, touches the upper ball, the super trend, falls back, touches the super trend, consolidate, falls back, consolidates, falls, consolidate, falls, again consolidation. If it is again consolidating, maximum it can go up is the super trend level, which is at 173, which is very far away.
Yeah,
which is very far away. Now, why I'm not looking at this target of 173 at all? Why am I not expecting a reversal? Nasdaq is still weak, and Tesla is a Nasdaq stock, tech stock. Though you have volumes picking up, that means deep pockets are accumulating it also at every dip. But your other indicators are not yet talking about a reversal. Look at where MACD is. Any chance of reversal on MACD? Any chance of blue line, yellow line, orange line?
Not a crossover yet.
And pretty far away from zero line. So even if this crossover happens, for whatsoever reason, the momentum will be lost by it on the zero line it touched. So upper limit is very clear. 8 moving average at 144 will act like your resistance. 148, 144 will act like a strong resistance for this to go up. CCI is at minus 102. Slightly curving up, but can always come down with slight selling pressure. Stochastic has given you a positive breakout, but still far away from 30 levels. It's at 11 and 7, rock bottom. But if you look at stochastic, look at stochastic over here, 12 and 11. Look at stochastic here, 9 and 10. Look at stochastic, 13 and 11. 6 and 4, rock bottom. 3 and 5, rock bottom. 6 and 4, which is why you saw the bump up here in this last week. 2 weeks prior, it was a rock bottom stochastic. So you saw a bump up, it to go up. But this can always fall further down. Consolidation and falling is a part and parcel of Tesla. We have discussed this earlier also.
Yeah.
When we had discussed this chart and told you at what levels to buy.
Yeah, 100 and 102 was the level.
112 before, or 110 if I'm not mistaken. But now on a monthly chart, this is a clear breakout. You can see this now. Where are we on this? This is a monthly chart. Clear downtrend. Clean downtrend.
Yes.
No chance of reversals. Right? Now in the monthly chart, look where your support is going to be. You're currently at this level. You're currently at this level. Low of the month is 101. Right? What is stopping you from breaking up and coming down to this level of 52?
Yeah, it may, because super trend is also not flattening.
Yes. The monthly super trend is even worse. See the monthly super trend fall? You want to calculate this angle?
Yeah, it's steep.
It's pretty steep. So this has to turn flat before you can think about a reversal. This is not even thinking of turning flat. At this rate, this super trend level plans to go below this green level. That will be really bad. And then this green level. By that time, the price will be around 50. The monthly is clearly out. Tesla, if I was to trade, I would be taking very short-term trades. Very, very short-term trades. Something like buying at around 100, 105, 110 levels, selling it at about 120. Box trading. Box trading. Clear, Sunita? Hope it helped you.
Yes, thank you.
Question.
Yeah.
Question, Vivek.
Yes, Santosh. Tell me.
Is Sunita holding the Tesla stocks at present, or she's planning to buy in future?
No, I was planning to buy.
Okay.
In that case, Sunita, my suggestion to you would be, if you look at our video recording about 3 weeks or 4 weeks back, I had given you a figure of 105, 101.
Yeah, 101 was given.
I had given a figure of 101, right? And
yes.
it did touch 101, 102 before bouncing back. So your price to buy should be around 100 or 105 for a target of 120 only. But that is a small short trades I will take with Tesla with very clear stop losses. At 100 and 102, I have told you I don't have a stop loss. Then it is your risk appetite which is going to be holding you in the trade. But I am looking at downsides very clearly on the weekly chart. It consolidates, it falls, consolidates, it falls. It will give you a consolidation of 3 weeks. In that 3 weeks time, it will give you a bump up definitely, which it has given you now. It gave you a low over here of almost 108 on 27th of December. It gave you a low again at 108 on 28th of December. It gave you a low on 3rd of January at 104. It gave you a low of 102 on 6th of January. Is now trailing at 122. So your trade is from 6th Jan to date, which is about 3 plus 3, 6 trading days is about 1 week plus. So in that 1 week, you could have earned about $15 on your trade, or about 15% on profits on your trade. But the trade is clearly buying at the edge. For the sake of being repetitive, I don't mind, but we can be repetitive to the fact you should learn to trade on the edge with the edge of technical analysis, which you will acquire when you will attend our sessions regularly, or do a structured training course and you will acquire that skill yourself. But that is what I say. You trade on the edge and with an edge. Then you can make your money, even in stocks, without talking about futures and options. Clear?
Okay.
Sunita, Santosh, hopefully help you both.
Perfect.
Welcome. Thank you. Anybody else? Any more questions? Anybody else? Any more questions? We are almost into 2 hours, about 2 hours of our session. Kamal, over to you. Any questions on the YouTube, Kamal?
No, sir.
No? All right.
Yeah, we have covered most of the requests.
Yeah, thank you.
Any last request from anyone? If there are no requests, thank you, Vivek sir, for your in-depth analysis and covering everyone's request. Really appreciate your analysis, which will definitely help everyone to plan their trades in the coming week. So with that, wish you all a good trading week ahead. And from the next week, we could shift our analysis sessions either to Saturday, or we will let you know the timings with our batches being starting. So with all the analysis that Vivek sir has done, hope you all can make good trades, and see you all in the next week. Thank you all for joining today, and we'll connect with you next week.
Thank you, everybody, once again. Have a pleasant week ahead. Profitable trade, and stay warm and stay safe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a healthy, wealthy week ahead.
Thank you, Santosh.